Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do just a little mini content, a little update on the what we're going to go for. In the middle, getting ready to do turn 4 for Pericles, and I'm trying to make these videos even shorter than before. I really want to chunk them just because the attention span, I think, is one aspect, and the other is it takes forever for YouTube to process a really long video. So I'm going to try to break those up a little more. Let me know what you think. But, like, instead of 20 minutes, more like 10 minutes per. I mean, I know that makes more episodes over time, but I think it'll hold attention a little bit better than slogging through a 30-40 minute video each time. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to continue with turn 4, and we're having a blast here. Or I am, at least. Who knows what we'll be playing next. And today, I also want to do a little mini con with Bookshelf. And for this time, I want to start with, I'm going to go through, where is it? Yeah, we got Mark Herman's playbook for his game. And the nice thing about war games is often you get a nice little bibliography. And like I said, this is why I come to war games, is because it's just kind of an interactive, mutually beneficial thing between reading and playing to see it all works out. So I like doing both. And today, since we're doing Pericles, it makes only sense to start with Thucydides, of course. And I think Mark recommends this edition as well. The nice thing about this one, and you get the full. It's chunky though. You're not going to be able to carry it around with you. My first encounter with Thucydides was the Penguin Classic, which has these really chintzy maps in the back that don't have hardly anything in it. But this has constant maps in it, hence the landmark part. And so you always know where he's talking about. So you're ever like, oh, Epidamnus, where the heck is that? And say. Yes, and there's a lot of great introductory notes in here, which really help, especially if you're going to read Thucydides on your own. Without those things, I think you'd be just in over your head a little bit. It's because he writes so dry, but very very pregnant, I would say. And having a guide there along that really helps. So, landmark Thucydides. Next, I haven't read this yet, but I did do a review on this of the first book. And I just picked up Tyrant Scholar, the second book. Like I said, David Stewart is a guy I like. In fact, he has a video, The 5 Stages of Corporate IP Ownership, which kind of got me a little bit inspiring to do any kind of YouTube stuff at all. Just, making content and inspiring you to make content. And the first book in this I really enjoyed, and this one's a lot bigger. The other one was, man, that was like really short, but he packs a punch. He's able to get a lot in with a little bit. So David Stewart, check out his stuff. Finally, has your favorite space opera franchise become a blob of hollowed out corporate mush? Do you long for the days when characters had arcs and real skin in the game and the potential for genuine loss, where the stakes really matter? Well, let me point you to Jason Anspach's and Nick Cole's Galaxy's Edge series. Okay, so this is, I read the first book. This is the second. The first one was Legion. Hang on, let me see here. Yeah, Legionnaire. Let me put a photo of that up there so you can see it. And the first one there was Milseth. That's military science fiction. What were you thinking? Grow up. Okay. And I really enjoyed that a lot. Lots of action, lots of pew-pew. This one I read and enjoyed. This is a little more space opera-y. Opera-y. And, more along something you expect in those lines, where the the grizzled old veteran of 1,000 wars, uh, rescues escorts the tiny, naive girl through the universe as evil people are chasing all of them. And I think in uh, the authors in here says, thanks for indulging us in doing this because this is supposed to be military science fiction, but this is kind of a side story off that. And I'm actually ready to get back into the military part of it, but this was good. I do recommend it. I do have one criticism of it, and I see this in a lot of fantasy, a lot of science fiction, where they just kind of throw out little pellets of lore, which actually don't do anything later. So, for instance, let's see, where is the passage? Ignore it, roared Hogus. She always does that. Then to ground control. Akabar ground. What in Tarkades is going on here? It's like the Festival of Callus without all the drinking. I'm half expecting to see a Dolomian bull goring people to death with one of its heads. Okay, this drives me nuts in science fiction. We never, in this book, I don't know if ever in the series we ever see, what is it, Tarkades, we never see Callus, we never see a Dolomian bull. I'm sorry, guys, you can't just, drop these little lore turds in the book for dialogue. It drives me nuts. As far as I'm concerned, that's Chekhov's gun right there. If I read something about a Dolomian bull somewhere in this book, a Dolomian bull better show up doing something. Okay. Well, that's me for my rant. Other than that, he does that a few times, and then he starts to calm down a bit. Exciting read. And so is The Galaxy's Edge. I've read the first one, and this one I'm gonna get more. They're just good books. But anyway, that's my mini content for today. Thanks for watching.